What's going on, guys? It's Brandon back here again today for another video. However, not a BFR for the first time in a while. I've been trying to get some other videos out, trying to think of some other ideas. And I thought of one. This was the video that was supposed to go out a few days ago. However, I wanted to wait just to make it even on both sides. So we're gonna look at the start of the 2022-23 season overall, as well as look back and compare it to the 2021-22 season. So we'll start off with the 2021-22 and then make our way over to the 2022-23. I'm going to say 22 and 23 seasons from now on, meaning 22 is this side, 23 is this side. So in 2021-22, the Hawks were believing they were coming out of a rebuild. They trade Marc-Andre Fleury for nothing. They bring in Marc-Andre Fleury for nothing. They bring in Tyler Johnson. They bring in Seth Jones and then sign him to that massive extension. And we're thinking, okay, we might actually have a pretty good team this year. And by pretty good, I meant playoff worthy. And, it kind of fell off the rails quick. In Game 1, we play the Colorado Avalanche in Colorado. We lose 4-2 to open the season, and we were down 3-0 in the first 10 minutes of the game. And that one is excusable. We were down 10 minutes early. Jack Johnson scored the first goal on us, and now he's with us, so that's funny. But Colorado going for getting a Stanley Cup that year, pretty excusable. They lose 4-2, no big deal. Then against New Jersey, they come out. They're down 3-1 with 3 minutes to go. Kubalik and Hagel get goals to tie the game up in that span of time, but Jack Hughes decides I'm gonna go around everyone, and we lose 4-3 in overtime. So now we're 0-1-1. Going into Game 3, Marc-Andre Fleury returns to Pittsburgh for the first time with Chicago. He'd done it with Vegas plenty of times. The Hawks lose 5-2, so they've lost 3 in a row now. They were down 4-0 after the first. Fleury was pulled, he was livid, he threw a blocker, if I can recall, and smashed his stick. And that's not all. We go to Game 4 against the Islanders, where they lose 4-1, and we're down 4-0 until 26 seconds left in the game. And then against Vancouver, they lose 4-1 again. Against Detroit, they lose 6-3. Whew, sorry about that. I was like choking. I don't know what happened there. It's like something just went in my throat and I just couldn't breathe. But yeah. Anyway, so we lose our first 5 games of the season, and then we play Detroit and lose 6. We then play Toronto. Wait, that's right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So yeah, we've already lost 6 in a row to this point. We're 0-5-1, so we're already pretty embarrassed. Then against Toronto, we finally have a lead. For the first time, I believe, in any of these games, we have a lead. And we were up 2-0 and going into the third, or halfway through the game. We lose 3-2 in overtime against Toronto. And so we drop to 0-5-2. We then play Carolina. We were up 2-1 at one point, and it was gone pretty quickly. Carolina wins 6-3. 0-6-2. We go to St. Louis, and we lose 1-0, and it was 0-0 until halfway through the third, and we're at the all-time low of 0-7-2. So going into Game 10, the season's over already. So if Vancouver fans, if you were complaining, like if you think what you went through was bad, what we went through was worse. And it wasn't just us. Montreal, Arizona, and Chicago all did not get wins in, I believe, their first 10 games last season. I know Montreal was the first one to get one. I think then Arizona and Chicago got one on the same night. But yeah. So then we come home to play Ottawa, and we win 5-1 for our first win of the season. Kane had a hat trick in that game, and it was the first time the Hawks looked like, okay, maybe we can get something going here. Well, all the happiness was gone as we blew a 3-1 lead. We were up 3-1 against Carolina for the second and final time of the season already. So we lose 4-3. We were up 3-1 halfway through the game. Just collapsed. Then we play Winnipeg. We lose 5-1. We were down 4-0 to start the third. So at this point, we are 1-9-2. Coach Colleton gets fired. 1-9-2, correct? Yeah, 1-9-2. Coach Jeremy Colleton is fired. Interim coach Derek King steps in, and this is what happens in result. They play Nashville at home. They win 2-1 in overtime. They play Pittsburgh. They win 3-2 in a shootout. They play Arizona. They win 2-1. They play Seattle for the first time in their history. They win 4-2, and they were up 3-0 at one point during the game. So it was Seattle made it 3-2, and I got nervous. But after this horrible start of 1-9-2, Coach King takes over. They win their first 4. They did that. This was tied for their second longest winning streak of the season. They had 2 4-game winning streaks that entire last season. But in the first 16 games, they end up 5-9-2, which is good enough for 12 points. This was supposed to be a playoff team. At this, only time I thought, okay, maybe we can get back in right here. This was my last hope. If we kept the streak going for another 2-3 games, I thought, okay, maybe we can do this. The streak ended pretty close, right after the Seattle game. I'm pretty sure we lost then to, I want to say Edmonton next or something like that, because that was a West Coast road trip. But yeah, against Seattle, we came out, we won, and then that was the end of the 16 games, but we at least started 4-0 under King. And now we'll go to the 2022-23 season, because this year is different. This year we're expected to be bad. If I can name these 2 seasons, I would have named this one the rebounding year, and I would have named this one the tank year. Yet they've gone completely reversed, it seems like. So just like the previous year, we play Colorado in Game 1 in Colorado on national television. Colorado's raising their Stanley Cup banner, and they win 5-2, and we had 4 power play goals against. They have scored 4 of their 5 goals on the power play. The only one that wasn't, I'm pretty sure, was Cogliano, and that was the first one. And we lose 5-2. Then we play Vegas. We started the season on a 3-game road trip. We play Vegas in Vegas. We lose 1-0, but we played pretty damn well against a team that has only lost 3 or 4 games to this point. And I believe the only goal that game was Paul Cotter, who had his first NHL goal, so that was something. Then the weirdness starts. So we're 0-2 to start. We go to San Jose, who's not expected to be any good. We're down 2-0 after the end of the first period. And we end up winning 5-2 as we score 1, and then we score 2 shorthanded goals from Sam Lafferty, and that turns the whole game around, and we win 5-2, get our first win of the season. We then come home to play Detroit. We win 4-3 in overtime, and we were down 2-0 for the second straight game, and we also score a shorthanded goal. Against Seattle at home, we win 5-4. We were down 2-0, and we scored a shorthanded goal again. So we're at a streak at this point of scoring shorthanded goals and coming back from 2-0 down. And then we play Florida, who is the first of these teams that made the playoffs last year. We win 4-2, and we were up 3-0, and we genuinely outplayed Florida for 45, 50 minutes of that game. They scored 2 goals in the span of a few minutes, and that was kind of nerve-wracking. I'm like, oh my gosh, they're going to blow this. But remember, we're supposed to be tanking. That's the problem. We're supposed to. I would have been fine if we lost all these games this year. But then Edmonton comes to Chicago. This game made me angry because of all of the crap that went on. We lose 6-5 in stupid fashion. We blew the lead 3 times, and we came back twice. It was a wild game, to say the least, but at this point, we're 4-3. We were second in the division at one point around this time. We then go to Buffalo. We lose 4-3 in overtime, and we were up 3-1 with 8 minutes to go. Tage Thompson decided no. And, 4-3-1, still a decent record. Complete polar opposite stories of what happened in these seasons. We then play Minnesota. I think that was at home. We lose 4-3 in a shootout, and we were up 1-0 and 3-2. But Minnesota, every time we scored, responded, clapped right back. It wasn't close. Minnesota outplayed us pretty well. We were lucky to get 1 point out of that. And then we have our first genuine loss that I think we actually deserved in a while, when the Islanders come to town and they beat us 3-1. That game wasn't close at all. Then LA comes to town. We win 2-1 in overtime, and we have another win under the belt. And I believe we're 5-4-2 at that point, or 5-3-2, 5-4-2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 5-4-2. Then the wheels kind of come off. We lose to Winnipeg 4-0. We lose in LA 2-1 in overtime. And so now we're back to about 5-5-3. Against Anaheim we win 3-2. And And once again, we were down 2-0, and we come back to win that game, thanks to Jared Tenorti, of all people. Carolina, we get shut out 3-0. We get shut out 3 times this year already in the first 16 games. And we only got shut out once this set. And then against St. Louis yesterday, 2 days ago, we lost 5-2. And we come out to 6-7-3, which is good enough for 15 points, and we're still in playoff contention as of right now, because the NHL this year, for whatever reason, is just really bad. There's a lot of one game above 500 teams that are in the top 10. It's kind of scary. There's just a lot of teams running away with it right now, with terms of New Jersey winning 11 in a row, Boston winning all of them. They're 15-2 now in Vegas. Those 3 teams specifically are just dominating the league right now. But what the point is, the 2021-22 and 2022-23 seasons could be complete parallels, yet they nearly have the same record by the end of it. 5-9-2 on this side, 6-7-3 on this side. Overall, I'd rather have preferred this side to be here and this side to be here, because we're supposed to be tanking. And what I want to show here is that it would have been much better if we were tanking last year to start this off. And if we had been started tanking, we did this, we would have probably gotten rid of even more. Taves and Kane, Taves and Kane maybe not, but Taves and Kane for sure will be gone by the end of this year. And this season is giving proof that if we win, and if we let's say we go on a 3-game win streak, we're all of a sudden in the playoffs, and we could be attempting to buy at the deadline, which would be the complete wrong move. I want this team to be missing the playoffs. I want this team to lose. I want Bedard. Simple as that. But anyway, I tried to do this kind of different video today to change it up. Tell me what you guys thought down below. Whether I should do more videos like this, like comparing 2 different separate things, looking at the first 16 games of this season and last season to compare them, and to show that for whatever reason, when we're supposed to be tanking, we're actually doing better than we were actually trying to win. So thank you guys so much for watching. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. I enjoy reading every one of your comments, and I shall see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.